little fucking half midget fucking. You know that nigga's a cop. Electro G. Electro G is a cop.
He had on the hat, and you was like, "Ooh, I love a man in the hat."
Electro G is a cop.
I don't give a fuck. You wanted him.
No. I was trying to befriend him because I wanted to find out if he was law enforcement, and now I know. He's using her fucking chat to get Jaguar right intel because he's a motherfucking federal informant and an agent. Why don't y'all understand that there's real law enforcement on this fucking app?
Underneath the neon lights, he walks along the beat. Detective shades and tailored suits, hiding in the heat. But when the night is falling and the city starts to hum, he's the shadow on the corner, the enforcer on the run. Every day he's living on the edge, a secret world that no one knows. When the sirens fade away, he's just a man who's got to play the role. He's Electro Jet, sorry, Electro G. He's got the moves, he's got the style, he's got the mystery. From the dark alleys to the midnight streets, he's the lawman you never see.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I think Jedi had a meltdown. Yes, Jedi had a meltdown. And listen, those without sin cast the first stone, please. Sometimes I forget a vowel or a letter and the shit comes out wrong. And autocorrect always fuck shit up. So I don't want to hear Jedi's complaining that I left the word out. You got the gist of it, fucker. Jesus Christ. Whining. If you whine anymore, I'm going to get drunk, man. Stop whining so much. Oh, let me say what's up to Bruce Gas in the house. Patrick, how you doing, brother? I see K Money is here. I'm going to drop the link in a second. I want to see who shows up because I'm definitely going to drop it for Jelly and Star Wars Dad. See if Jedi can get his fucking wone. His wone. It's a wone now. It's not a fucking phone. See if he can get his phone working right. Anyway, man. What's up, Scott Gonzalez in the house? How you doing, Scott? What you been up to, man? We got some interesting boxing coming up, but we ain't talking boxing. We could talk boxing. It depends on who comes up here. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did not see the Crawford fight at all. I don't know what's going on with my apps, but I haven't been able to catch a fight in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Hey there, Jelly. Yes, how you doing, baby? All right, I'm gonna throw that link up here. Jelly, can I ask you a question? Did you get drunk from all the whining that fucking Jedi was doing? Because I did. Did you agree with my review? It's worth watching because me and Katie gave that thing 10 thumbs up. And if you hear the TV behind me, the ladies are watching Orange is the New Black, right? Yeah, they're watching Orange is the New Black, so you might be hearing the TV behind me. And since my computer is in the living room, I'm not gonna bar them or ban them from watching TV. Scott, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? I haven't talked to you on a panel in a hot minute, man.
Long time, bro. Long time. How you been?
I've been recovering, recouping, trying to get all those R's.
Yeah, man. I was asking for you. I was asking you how I was there, man. I said, anybody talk to Jet, man? I said, I haven't seen Jet anywhere.
Yeah, dude, I haven't been around, man. I just now recently came back in the past couple of days. I might have been on a panel or two. You know how I do. I'll hang out for an hour or two and then leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's good to see you, man.
Likewise, man. Did you get the?
You're gonna have to fill me in on the boxing, man, because I missed a lot.
Oh man, what did you miss? Tell me, and I can fill you in.
I did not get to see any boxing this weekend whatsoever.
So
I couldn't get my ESPN working. The VIP box wasn't working. And I'm not subscribed to DAZN because I'd rather go with ESPN than with DAZN. So I
all day.
You know what I mean? For me,
all
I think
day, man.
And ESPN has been more entertaining than DAZN.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't watched a boxing match in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that was a good card last weekend, man.
I heard that
good card. Yeah.
Close.
Get some upsets that I kind of expected. I picked Ryu over Pitbull.
You picked who over Pitbull?
Ryu.
Oh, and what happened?
Ryu Venezuela.
And what happened? What's up, Jelly? How you doing, baby?
What's up, Jelly?
Scott, Jedi. I called you Jedi. Where's he at? Hold on, I got two of you guys playing. Let me turn this off.
But yeah, did Pitbull lose?
Yeah, Pitbull lost, man. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So he lost the match he just got?
Yeah, he lost to Ryu, man.
Wow. Yeah. Some of this shit, man. Damn.
Jared Henderson got stopped.
Oh,
Big
really?
Baby got stopped. Yep.
What's up, Star Wars, Dad? Oh, what I brought the duck butter. Star Wars, John, you need help, man. You need some serious help, and you need to leave the bear comments out, man. Ever since I told them the story about I got attacked by a bear, that's all they do. It's fucking.
Who's that?
Jed, you cannot pick on John. You can't pick on him because he said jelly was his jam. So you know what? Until otherwise, we can't pick on Star Wars Dad.
I said a better
Save
one.
it for the Jedi.
I said a better one. I said my jam don't shake like that.
I do. Yours was good. K Money was like, yeah, let it wiggle just a little. Scott, you sound like you have a cold.
Yeah, a little stuffed up. You know what it is, man? The AC gets cranking and I don't shut it off. And sometimes I leave it on at night. So I leave it on and I forget it. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, today got me good.
My air conditioner in my bedroom is kind of the same way. That motherfucker's like a refrigerator at night.
Yeah.
I literally have to have the blanket on over me where only my mouth can breathe out of the blankets and shit like that.
Yep. I got central air conditioning. That shit's good. It's nice.
I'm broke.
I have CenturyLink too.
Yeah, central condition is.
I'm going to say this with as much love and respect as possible. Fuck both y'all. Because I have the little individual window air conditioner, and then I got one of those ones you buy.
Hey, those are very good, man. Those are good.
I got that. You know those big.
Yeah, I have a swamp cooler and a window unit, Jed. With a swamp cooler, right? What you talking about?
Yeah. That's what I got going on in the living room right now. Hold on a second. Jedi is in the chat. I'm rolling the blunt. You need to be rolling something because you weren't rolling any good jokes. You talk about our bad and our missing syllables. Like you never did that, mofo. Please.
I got a question for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
I know you've seen it. Did you watch Deadpool?
Dude, you didn't see my review?
No, I didn't, bro.
I got back in good with Disney, right? I got back in not good, but
okay.
They give me passes for early viewing of movies before they're released. Yeah. I got to see Deadpool before it actually released, and I gave my non-spoiler review of it. I threw it up there. I gotta
watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
Oh yeah, we were very happy with the movie. We saw that.
How cool was it in the beginning when they showed the Marvel
Dude, I I did not think they were going to violate Logan's body the way they did.
Oh my god, bro. That shit was crazy. Good movie, man. That was good.
Star Wars Dad asked Jed, have you ever been thrown out of a buffet? Dude, sometimes I didn't get let into a buffet because of my size. Because I was more wide than I was tall. I shouldn't have said that because he's going to use that against me. Yeah.
So what did you get? So what was your overall? What was your overall number in the movie? What'd you give it?
Oh, as far as Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah, what'd you get the ratings? What'd you get?
Oh,
1 out of 5.
Wait. What was the question? See, because I'm old. And shit, what did you
No,
ask?
so out of 1 out of 5 stars, what'd you give it?
Oh no, we gave it maximum encouragement for we said everyone should go see it. With me and Katie, it's like 2 thumbs up. You know, we said 2 thumbs up, go see it. It's worth the money. I've seen the movie now 3 times in the theater, and I don't know if you knew this happened on YouTube, but they released the movie on YouTube in its entirety. It was on YouTube for 2 days. So I watched it like 3 or 4 more times on YouTube. It was crazy, man. Uncut, the full movie was on YouTube, Scott.
Send it to me, Jed.
Oh,
Did
no,
you save it?
They took the channels down. Down. And you can't record. Well, you can if you have... it's another program similar to Lightshot, but you can record videos. Hold on a second. Scott, I got 2 of you up here. Why is it showing me 2 of you?
I only see 1.
All right, I'm back on. Yeah.
Okay, I see what happened. Let me.
All right, am I good now?
Now I see 2. Now we've got 1. Yep.
All right.
Just 1 of you. We're not seeing double anymore.
No more double. So what did you say? I'm sorry, Jed. What'd you say? You gave it.
I was saying we gave it 2 thumbs up. Me and Katie went to review the movie, and we gave it 2 thumbs up.
That was good.
Dude, watch the review. You'll see what I mean. We were extremely happy. We got the popcorn bucket. You know. Yeah, we bought the popcorn. I was gonna say the popcorn bucket. What's wrong with my English today, man?
You're an informant, Jed. You fed.
I'm an informant. I work for the feds. Let me let Brandon.
So, man, where the fuck you working for, man?
Hello there.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon. How you doing?
Scott, were we supposed to have a stream today, Scott?
No, tomorrow.
You did. You never came to my
It's
stream.
said tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
You said today. I thought you said
No,
today.
it's tomorrow.
What time tomorrow?
4 o'clock.
How long are you gonna be there for?
What's up, Star Wars? How you doing?
Huh?
Oh, John, what's up?
John, how are you?
What's up?
Oh, really?
Hey, so Jelly, what's up? How did everything go with them clowns?
Oh boy.
You know what I did? Like, honestly, this is just the truth about it. And then Jed, hush, okay? I deleted all of it because I'm not 15 years old, and it was just like I got caught up in it because it was like my dad's birthday. My dad is gone, and it was easier to feed into that. Yeah, it was easier to feed into that than it was to pay attention to what matters. And now that anniversary date has passed, I was like, fuck this. I'm deleting all of this shit. I don't want this headache from these broads, from nobody.
You know what they say, right? You entertain a fool, you're a fool yourself.
That's why I stopped entertaining it. That's why I just deleted it so nobody has it. Nobody can ask for it. Nobody has it.
But Jed, I don't understand, man. Tell us, how in the world can you support Disney at all right now, man? Seriously.
They're making changes, man. They're making changes. Let's see if
and right now is one of my 3 arch enemies on the panel right now.
Who's that?
Mick Smith, the other one's being Warren and Pigeon.
Mick Smith is not on the panel.
I mean, seriously, Disney has destroyed every single IP they have touched. I mean, they've destroyed Marvel. They've destroyed Star Wars. They've destroyed, hell, they even destroyed Power Rangers. They destroyed, the Muppets. Everything they touch, they absolutely destroy, man.
You sound a little bit jaded there, man. Come on, lighten up. It's movies. What's up, Jedi? Or should I say drunk Jedi with all that fucking whining? Hold on, Jedi's having some issues with his Obama phone. Give him a second. Hold on. Oh boy, he's gonna fuck me up. I swear to God.
There's Jedi.
Jedi, turn on the microphone.
Jedi.
Okay.
He's
So here
sick.
we
He's
go.
sick, guys. We got to be nice to Jedi.
All right. So here we go. Okay. So I just want to let you know that
Scott.
Hold on, Jedi's talking. He wanted to say something. Go ahead.
I just want to let you know, Jed, that the old man joke you just try to pull off, the shit don't work when you're an old man. Okay. Shit don't work like that. You have to be a young guy in order to spit an old man joke. That's failure number one. Number two, don't you ever raise your voice to me the way you just did right now, bro. Because I'm telling you, bro, I got a hamburger filled with fucking red hot chili pepper, bro, that I'm gonna shove down your throat. And John, don't think I forgot, bro. I didn't forget. Okay, you threatened me with pineapples, bro.
Hold on, I didn't threaten you
John,
with
go heavy on the
pineapples.
pineapples. Heavy on the pineapples. Heavy as you can.
No.
Right.
Jed's the only one getting the pineapple.
Jed's
Jed?
Jed's not getting no pineapples.
Yeah,
Jed.
Jed's the only one getting the pineapple, man. Because if I threatened you with pineapple, man, I'd be threatening myself with pineapple.
Oh, well.
You see what I'm saying? Because it'd be on our door. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Scott.
Yes.
Oh, I
what
thought they
time
were separate.
tomorrow?
yo, why, Jed? Why was this done? You know what I'm talking about? Why? We cannot do this right now we cannot. We cannot be
Can't
free.
talk to Scott
We cannot
about
be
what
free.
time? About what time you want to have a stream with
Why?
me?
No. You know why? You do this on my channel. This is rude for Jed right now, my brother. Like, he's trying to run a stream and you're trying to actually take his stream and say, hey, come to my stream. When are you coming to my stream? Like, did you ask Jed if you can do that, my brother?
Yeah.
It's kind of rude.
Yeah.
No, I think what happened was that he got confused because he was.
No, stop it. Okay, look, if we're gonna lie, I can't be here.
No.
Oh.
All right, Brandon, we got to keep it on top.
Scott.
Yes.
What time tomorrow? Have 1 at 5 with Brian tomorrow.
4 o'clock.
All right. So now we're gonna talk about the stuff. Now he's gonna be there 4 o'clock.
And how long you want to have a stream with me tomorrow? An hour later, I have to do one with Brian.
Brandon, I need you to understand. We're talking about something else. I
We're talking about
you, brother. I
And
promote you, but you gotta let other people talk.
I don't want to go up because Mr. McSmith is there, and he's in here right now.
Okay, there you go. I apologize. What's up, Champ Ross in the house? How you doing?
Where the hell's Harkin? He needs to be here.
All right, Jedi, it's safe to come.
All right. So what you saying, Jed?
No, I was saying we were talking about actually John brought it up about the IPs being messed
Hey, I
up.
got a question. Another question. How do you feel about Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom?
I think it's a bad choice.
Yes, I do not like it.
Don't most people see him as Iron Man, so he's kind of in that. He's pigeonholed there.
Yes. You cannot take the same universe and throw and one of the most beloved actors playing one of the most beloved characters into playing a villain all of a sudden. You can't do it.
And on top of that, right? Isn't he like the leader of the Avengers? You know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
much.
So
In
yeah,
in this universe, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It made no sense. Do not like it. Do not like it at all.
I
Don't
mean,
like it.
my wife is still confused. You know, she's not a nerd, of course, but she's confused watching um Chris what's his name?
Chris Evans.
Yeah, no, Captain America.
Chris
But
Evans.
Evans.
yeah, Chris Evans. He played, you know, the Human Torch, and then all of a sudden she's like, he's Captain America now. What the hell's going on? And I'm like, I know, baby. I know. It doesn't make
It's
much sense. I
yeah.
know.
But here's the thing, John. I don't think that it's gonna go in the same direction it's been going in, because I do understand where you're coming from with with Disney and all the woke culture that's going on. Even though you and I disagree on certain movies, I do understand the movement you're talking about and the direction it was going. And I think that's going to change with all the firing they did. I don't know if you've seen what happened with Marvel, but Marvel basically cleaned house and got rid of all the people that were suggesting and creating woke culture content instead of just sticking to what Marvel and comic books were all about originally.
Well, look at Lucas. Look at Lucasfilm, man. It's a train wreck. You know, this whole Acolyte was a train wreck of a series. It was the worst thing I've ever seen. Period. If you're a Star Wars fan, it was a atrocity, man. It broke canon every which way you could possibly think of it breaking canon.
Well, I don't. I gotta disagree with you. Listen, here's my problem with the Acolyte. It had the same budget, just about the same budget as House of the Dragon did, and you
Right.
can see where House of the Dragon spent their money at. You can see where they spent their money at. It was an absolutely fabulous season. I thought maybe the story with Damon was a bit convoluted and drawn out too long, but the House of the Dragon story was good. Now here's my problem with the Acolyte. I had no problem with the story. The story, in my opinion, I thought it went the direction that the Clone Wars animation went. It was going in the same direction that Ahsoka was going. The story seemed solid. What wasn't solid is where was the budget for the special effects? Where
Dude,
was the
it
budget
wasn't solid. Okay. These lesbian witches creating, you know, a woman getting pregnant through the force. Okay. Okay.
What's up, D Dubs in the house? How
You
you
know,
doing, brother?
let's put it this way now. Anakin is not special now, you know,
That's not
because
true.
and
Now, explain
Anakin
why.
was because George Lucas specifically said Anakin was the only person ever born of the Force, right?
Mhm.
And that's because he was the chosen one. So they just degraded Anakin Skywalker and just absolutely broke canon. Let's see, they had, I can't remember what his name is, the Jedi that should have never been in the series because he was never even born yet. And then you've got Darth.
Are you talking about Mundi?
No, I'm talking about the tall-headed dude. He was never
you're
even
talking
born
about-
yet.
Yeah, you're talking about Mundi. No, he was born at that time. He was alive.
No,
They have
I am a walking encyclopedia of Star Wars.
You better
He
look
was
it up.
not born yet.
You got to remember, this was less than 100 years before the original movies. This was less than 100 years than the events that happened in episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Exactly. And in
And
episodes,
Mundi's lifespan, that species can live 200 to 300 years. They have a lifespan of 200 to 300 years.
and then tell me what's Plagueis doing, you know, just creeping around the bedroom. Dude, that show sucked so bad. I mean, it just blew so bad. It wasn't. I thought Kenobi was bad, but this topped the cake. I mean, this
I don't
just
know. I got excited when we saw Plague when we saw Plagueis, or when I saw Plagueis, I was like ecstatic. I said, "Oh," because they were tying it all together. And Plagueis for me makes sense. And watching the extras, the special on Disney, and them explaining what was going on made absolute sense. You got to watch that stuff and see why they added the things. Now I got a theory. I personally got a theory. I think what's his name, the one that was trying to convert the twins to be dark side users. I personally think that's a young version of Palpatine. I could be wrong, and
no, because Palpatine's human. He's not even born yet.
I see, because I thought it could be Palpatine, but maybe he's not. It's not, but I thought maybe it was Palpatine, and if it's not, then what's his name? Plagueis being there makes sense, because if Plagueis learned what he needed to learn from the witches, and then he could do it on there. See, the difference between the twins and Anakin is the twins were more of a Force dyad, or like Rey and Ben. Those twins were a Force dyad. That being said, that's not like the chosen one, like Anakin. They're powerful, but they're not like Anakin at all. So,
dude, the witches were the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I was a little put off by them.
They were the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And even George Lucas even commented, okay, because I'll go even further back than that. George Lucas even said the witches of Dathomir did not even belong in Star Wars. So, and that's what I consider canon. Anything that George Lucas speaks as far as what's right and not right about Star Wars is canon to me. I don't care what Disney puts out. If George Lucas says witches of Dathomir don't belong, they don't belong in Star Wars.
Well, what was the biggest mistake that was made? All right, let me ask you this. What was the biggest mistake you think that was made in the recent 7 years? Because my opinion is the following trilogy.
I think the worst that Disney has put out was the Kenobi show. It broke canon more than anything else as far as Disney has put out, because number one, it was the little Leia show. Ben Kenobi never met Princess Leia. Then the damn lightsaber fight that Kenobi and Vader have, it never happened. The last time they, touched sabers was on the Death Star. Dude, it was just an abomination. I think that's, as far as canon breaking, the worst of the worst.
I thought the final three movies, and which was the second of the last three movies, I thought that was the biggest mistake they did.
Last Jedi. Yeah, The Last Jedi is what started everything.
I think The Last Jedi, because I thought J.J. Abrams' vision was good. Yeah, when he was talking about it, and when that other director came up and just made everything go in a horribly wrong way, fucking what's his name, throwing the lightsaber away, I thought that was ridiculous. But
dude,
make up for that, you got to understand now, to make up for that horrible mistake, they have to now make stories and run stories to try to repair that mess. And in my opinion, what they're doing is kind of fixing the timeline.
But they haven't. Everything that they put out still leads to the sequel trilogy, right? So they're not repairing everything. They're not, because you've got Jon Favreau. Not Jon Favreau. I mean, shit. What's his name? That's in charge, creative control now, and he's just as bad as Kathleen Kennedy. I
No,
mean,
man, I know who you're talking about. No, that
Dave
guy.
Filoni.
Yeah, Dave Filoni is kind of a visionary in my book. What's up, Joshua Little John? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. But my thing is, and Jelly, if there's anything we're talking about that you don't understand, we'll slow down and explain it, or just jump in. Don't feel like you just have to sit there and not join in. We're not talking
Oh,
about anything.
I'm just letting y'all have y'all's conversation. But anybody in the boxing community that actually does that actually is well versed and everything, I'm gonna have a panel on my channel. So I want to see if you can put them in touch with me, Jed, to get a boxing panel going. And it's gonna be for beginners, people who don't know. Like me, I know Tyson, I know Ali, I know quotes, I know Money Mayweather, I know De La Hoya, I know things like that. But I'm talking about like breaking it down from a beginner standpoint.
I know, it's a good idea. And Jelly, I told you, and if people don't understand, Jelly, you throw your link down anytime you want. And guys in the chat, please, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to Jelly's channel. She's gonna drop it in just a second. And check her out. She's new to the boxing community.
Oh, speaking of boxing, did you see the two Olympic its
Yeah,
boxers? They
I'm a little
kicked them
upset
out.
with that. I'm a little upset with that. Okay,
I'm
guys,
not.
E Prime is about to come up. Everybody at the same time, we got to sing Let It Troll. Ready? Here we go.
Boo!
Let it troll. Let it troll. E Prime sings really bad. Love your E Prime,
But no, I am not upset about them getting kicked out at all, man. Women should not be fighting men, period, dude. I mean, it should never, ever, ever happen. And I don't care if they're taking hormone suppressors or what, but you're born a man, dude. From the time you're born, your heart's bigger. You've got more muscle mass, dude. No amount of hormones is going to suppress that.
no, dude, you're absolutely right. Jelly, you should kick in on this one too, for sure. I was upset because basically what pisses me off more about that whole situation is where are all the women, where are all these people that bitch about women's rights and what's the name, what's it called, where are all the feminists? They should be, in my opinion, outraged at this, because you have women that have been training for years, that dedicated their entire lives to boxing and has done good, and yet you got these two individuals that were once men, and now are competing as women and demolishing their competition.
Yeah,
Women cannot
that one
fight
Italian
women.
girl said she's never been punched so hard in her entire life,
Yeah,
and
because
she
she's
just
fighting
threw
women,
her
not
hands
men.
up and said, "I'm not doing this." You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And it upsets me too. Give me a second. What's going on? Okay, she said she'll be. Jelly says she'll be right back.
Okay.
And it pisses me off because the feminist community should be outraged. They should be outraged. But you know what I think is the problem? If the feminist community actually say anything, I think they might be afraid that they're going to catch flack from the LGBTQIA community, and these are two different communities. All right, and I understand the Alphabet Squad looking out for their own, but at what point do you have to draw the line?
Yeah.
A line has to be drawn. Now, I have no doubt. Now, John, I believe this with all my heart and all my chest. At one point, I know in the future that some sort of surgery would be able to be advanced enough to actually change a man to a woman or a woman to a man. And that's fine, where your X and Y chromosomes are even changed. At that point, Okay, I got no problem with it. But right now, you cannot change those.
No, if
No
you were
amount,
born
no
a
amount of
man,
surgery.
you are a fucking man. I mean, like I said, nothing changes that. You can say, I'm going to wear a dress and I'm going to put a bra on and I'll put a wig on, you know, and I'll have my tallywhacker cut off. You're still a fucking man.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, I don't have a problem on an individual basis. If a person is transitioning, and I have a one-on-one conversation with somebody, I don't have a problem saying if I accidentally call them a man and they're transitioning to a woman, I don't have a problem saying, oh, sorry, okay, ma'am, I'll do that. But I'm not gonna do that when another human being's life is on the line there. And
Well,
every woman those two individuals fought in the ring, their lives were on the line.
every single time.
They-
Every single time.
exactly. Yeah, Joshua, we're talking about Olympic boxing. But yeah, I hope I didn't lose it. Jedi, you got to come back, man. I give everybody a chance, but I told Brandon that he has to stick to the subject, and you were right, and I told him to stop doing that, and he did. So, and then he left. I think he's gonna be mad at me for a little while, but you can't get mad at me for that. You know, I let everybody up here, as long as they're not showing any body parts that shouldn't be shown. But as far as the Olympics and the boxing and all that, no. If they wanted to box so much, why didn't they stay boxing as a male?
Exactly. Exactly. And this whole Olympics, man, dude, I don't know what they were thinking, you know, because they offended the shit out of me to begin with, you know. Um, I mean, that whole opening ceremony, because you know me, I am Christian to the core. And that was an abomination of abominations that we saw. You know, all those drag queens sitting around the table and them trying to reenact the, you know, the Last Supper. That was, dude.
You broke up at the end, sir. You didn't finish.
Did you not hear me? I said all those drag queens sitting around the table, you know, trying to reenact the Last Supper. You know, it was an abomination.
That I thought they could have done a little more tastefully.
I mean, it was very distasteful, and it was very disrespectful to 3/4 of the world. And I mean, you know, I don't, what the fuck were they thinking? You know,
I think they were just trying to piss off as many people as possible, to be completely honest.
I mean, you know, why do we have to infuse politics into everything now? It pisses me off because we can't just have, you know, a normal, you know, Olympics anymore. We've got to throw politics into the front of it, you know. And just like, dude, the one thing I hate more than anything else, I am a football fanatic, right? God, I love football. And even with these fucking basketball players, man, when the national anthem's played and everybody takes a damn knee, there's nothing more that pisses me off than to see that. You know, if you don't like this country, get the fuck out. That's the way I look at it.
You know what, John? Here's the thing. All right, let me explain this to you. I was up in arms when what's his name, the football player did it at first. I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, years ago when he started doing that, I was just like you. I said the same thing. In fact, the video is still up there. I won't pull it down because I want people to see where I've changed, how I've grown, and why I've made the decisions I've made. And I was just like you. And I do not hold any contempt for you having that attitude, because that's the same attitude I have, and I feel very strongly about supporting our country. But I started understanding later on what he meant by it. It wasn't a slight towards the flag. It was it was just his way of showing support and wanting people to know that he does not like how police brutality is overlooked the way it is.
Okay, but
And I
understand
that.
I look at it like this. You are paid millions of dollars to play a game, right? Leave the fucking politics off the field, right?
And
leave them.
There's politics in every aspect of life, though, John. Like, it always includes the politicking of things. And so, just hold on, let me finish.
Leave it off
let me finish. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Okay, so I think that if you're patriotic, this is the thing. This country was built on people who were, you know what I'm saying, running from religious persecution. So here in America, they have the right to say, hey, I don't like this if it's politically incorrect. They have the right to say, hey, I don't like this if it's politically correct. A real patriot understands that just because we live here, we don't have to accept what goes on here. So you saying it's America, you don't like it, deal with it. You could say it on the same sense whenever you're talking about the politics going into it, because that's America. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing on both sides.
I look at it like this. I went to war and I bled for my damn country. You know, bled. All right. I did not.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
What's that?
I said thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody knows my stories, but I did not come back for us to be burning. I think we need to make a law that it's illegal to burn a flag, unless you're burning a flag that's touched the ground. You're supposed to burn the flag if it actually touches the ground. It's proper respect to put away the flag. But the flag is it should be the shining beacon of our damn country. It should never, ever, ever, ever be disrespected. Never disrespected. And if people in America can't get that, then I'm sorry for them, because this is America. You know, if you want to have weird beliefs, where you want to side with Hezbollah over your own damn country, or you want to side with Hezbollah, you know, over like Israel, you know, when people went to Israel and decapitated people and raped little children, and you need to get the hell out of this damn country. I'm sorry, but you know, you don't belong here. I'm sorry, but you don't.
I think that whenever you went to war, your primary thing was protection of your home front and promoting the freedom of the people of the United States of America. Whenever you take your oath, that's what your loyalty lies with. So now, don't think I'm saying anything about like against you, because I agree with a lot of what you said. But what I'm saying is, when you went to war, you were fighting for these people who you don't like what they do. You were fighting for their rights too. And so even though what they do is probably morally wrong, it may not be legally wrong, whatever the case is, when you go to war and you fight for the freedoms of American people, it's even at the detriment, it's to the detriment, you know what I'm saying, if at the ones that you don't agree with.
Well,
but hold on. Let me finish real quick.
Okay.
If we pick and choose, if we pick and choose, you know what I'm saying, which ones that we're going to put a tag on, then it's discrimination. So this is how it is. Let's say abortion. I don't believe in abortion. I think abortion's wrong, except when there's rape involved, when there's a medical, thing that requires it, right? Do I agree with abortion? No. Am I pro-choice? Yes, because it's not my choice to decide what that woman does with her body, and she has to answer to God. So am I pro-choice? Yes, but nobody's pro-abortion that I know. I'm pro-choice because what if you're going to have a baby and the baby's going to die, or you're going to die in labor. So if we take away, if we put it where, okay, there's a stipulation, only women who are raped or who had this could have, abortions, then more women would be crying false rape, because they would have to be having something tied to it in order to get that. You see what I'm saying? So like if we take away people who do things we don't like abortion for me, if we take that right away from them, then they can come and take our rights at any time for anything else.
Well, this is what I was going to say. Everyone knows the KKK, right? They can march up and down the streets and they can chant whatever they want, right? And I will give them that right all day long, right? I fought for that, for your right to be able to say whatever you want, right? On the opposite side of the coin, I hear it all the time, about the N-word. I will fight for anybody's right to be able to say whatever they want, right? If you want to, spit out the N-word all day long, that's your right to do so. Now, just because it's right, just because you have the right to do it, does it still mean that there's not going to be consequences or, things
No.
follow behind it? No. But
Yeah,
I will.
freedom of speech, you're going to have consequences, and that doesn't matter. If it's freedom of speech, it's not freedom from consequences. I agree with that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, let him finish. Go ahead. Sorry, John. Go ahead.
But I will give anybody the right to say whatever they want, as long as it's not inciting violence. Because, this is what I tell my wife and this is what I tell my son. I'm like, if you don't like it, you can turn it off. You can walk away. You don't have to listen to it, right? I'm like, but each person has the right to be able to speak whatever is on their mind whenever they want to speak it, whether, they're hurt or not. They actually have the right to do that. And I will fight for that right all day long. Now, the problem is, this is where most of the problem lies in America today. 60% of America is very, very, very Christian, or very, very Jewish. And they're...
You mean just basically religious?
Yes.
Some version of like the Old Testament or something like that.
Well, New Testament, Old Testament, and I'm not putting Muslims in there because Muslims are a totally different type of religion. Okay,
that's actually part of Judaism too, from what I understand. They're old. The old version. I know that it has something. I'm not gonna. Don't quote me. I'm not versed in it whatsoever. My brother, he.
That's my specialty. That was my specialty.
My brother, he went to he turned to Muslim before he died. God rest his soul. This, that, and the other. But he decided to move from Christianity to Islam, and so I got to read some, but not all, just to see what he was talking about and what he was trying to learn.
Right.
And it's still part of the Judeo beliefs. I believe
the Judeo-Christian beliefs, but Muslims, no. And we'll talk about this on another night because it'll take me hours to go into it, right? Because
I'm definitely the wrong person because I don't know my facts when it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, it will take me hours to explain the difference between Judaism and the Muslim religion. I mean, hours. But what I was saying, 60% of America, though, has deep core religious values, right? Then the other flip side of the coin, you've got people that don't believe anything, right? Their moral compass is off compared to people that have deep-seated Christian values. Okay.
Wait, can I pause you for a second there? Just for a second?
What's that?
Are you saying that someone that's like either agnostic or just atheist, you don't think they have a moral compass?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh,
but
okay. Okay. I was just wondering. I wanted to clear that up. Go ahead.
No, I'm not saying that at all. But people with a let's take abortion, okay? People with a deep-seated Christian, Muslim, well, Muslims even believe it, Jewish, okay? Every person that's deep-rooted in that religion believes that, you know, each baby that's actually put in the womb has a soul, right? And that soul was put there by God, and God knew that soul before it was even placed in the womb, right? So it does not give us a right to be able to take that life whatsoever, because this is 100% murder, right? Now, there are exceptions, right? Like if the baby's, you know, gonna be stillborn, or you're gonna, you know, kill the mother in the process, that's a different story. But just straight up abortion used as birth control, dude, I can't think of a more nasty practice in the entire world, because it's just absolutely committing 100% genocide murder.
I can think of something that's worse than that, and that's what's the term? It's a form of slavery, you know. Goddamn, where a child is taken young and then they're sold on the market, on the black market, this, that, anyway.
Sex trafficking.
Yeah, sex trafficking. Anyway, yeah. That, in my opinion, is much worse. And them children are they're exposed to all kinds of things, including getting pregnant, getting abused, having to have that child being brought up in that in that environment. So yeah, that's much worse.
And I'll tell you one thing, man. I never developed such a love for our own country till I left our country and went and saw what the rest of the world was like, right? And when you see what the rest of the world is like, and then you come home, you are so thankful we live where we live, and we actually have the freedoms that we have.
What's up, Simon? How you doing, brother? Sorry, I wanted to acknowledge.
It's all right, buddy. But
okay, can I no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So back to the abortion thing. I get what you were talking about, and like I told you, I don't believe in that, right? But here's the thing. Okay, if a woman has to prove that she was raped, okay, the number of false reports on the rapes are going to go up, because if you put stipulations on it, that's why we can't put stipulations on it. It is, in my mind, 100% wrong. But if we say only if you're sick and you could lose a baby, or only if you were raped, that's going to put a lot of women in a category where they're going to have to say that they were raped, because they are using it, abortions as birth control. So whenever that happens, then you're going to have a whole system that deteriorates, and it all is going to collapse on females who actually have been sexually abused. So that's why we can't take away those rights, even though we don't agree with them. And I believe the same as you do. But at the end of the day, I have 3 kids, right? And I had a miscarriage, and it was rough. And it's just like that life is gone. But I have my 3 that I have my 2 boys and my daughter here. So if I have something medical happen to me whenever I'm pregnant, it's going to put me in a position to choose a baby that's not here yet, or to choose the 3 that I have here. But if we put stipulations against it, then they're going to be able to dictate what medical condition actually qualifies me to be able to do that. And I believe that should be the choice. That's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, the people who choose to do that have to answer to God. When you look at the basic current perspective of it, basically a baby is a parasite. And that's because the baby feeds off the host. And that's how these women look at the babies, as embryos. I don't agree with that at all. But how are we going to get around that, John? How are we going to get around that loophole without it causing a whole collapse in other areas? And I'm not being sarcastic. I really want your opinion.
I
Let me
honest to
welcome
God,
before you start. Let me welcome Simon. What's up, Simon? It's been a long time, my brother. How you
Welcome.
doing?
Hey, what's up? Thank
but
you. Thanks
to
for
Hi,
having me.
Simon.
What's up?
but to answer that question, Jelly, the only way I can put that, I it's not getting around it. I call it a heart problem. Okay. Um, I think people have become so cold on the inside now that people do not respect life anymore. Um, the the 50s was probably the best time ever in America. You know, um, there was respect, and when you went out, you looked nice when you went out. Um, you know, Black businesses were thriving. Everyone was thriving in the 50s, right? Then the 60s came around and Vietnam happened, and everything just went downhill from there. Um, I mean,
When you
but
say downhill, why do you think it went downhill from there?
because morality went out the door. That's the problem right now. Um, we have a moral problem in America right now, and when I say moral, someone doesn't have to believe like what I believe, but there are things that, dude, um, there's a difference between right and wrong. There are certain things that no matter what, you cannot discuss it that is right, and there's certain things that are just absolutely wrong, right? And everyone absolutely knows it. And for people to turn their back on issues that are just what I call black and white, white and wrong, um, we've got a problem. I mean, we really do. We've got a problem, and but we've deteriorated ever since the '60s. It started in the '60s, and then it has just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But see, a lot of this, I blame on parenting, right? And I think Jelly could agree with me here. If you're not raising your kids right and instilling good values into them, as they're growing up, they're going to grow up to be little pieces of shit.
I have the best kids in the world, and I agree with you. I poured time into my babies, and I love my babies. And that's what I'm saying. Like, say you're a mother, and and my oldest is 18. I have a 16-year-old, and I have a 9-year-old. And I
Yep.
actually had custody of my brothers whenever I was 19, because I'm the oldest, and I raised my siblings. Okay, this is my little, you know, bubble. This is my life. This is my family. What I'm asking you is, if we're going to incorporate these kind of things that you're saying, it's based on a moral compass for you, right? But a lot of people look at it from a religious standpoint. And whenever you go back to the Bible, and people will oftentimes throw it out of context, at the end of the day, how I feel about it is this: you have to answer to God for what you do. And I don't think women, unless they're, let's say, certain types of women will use it as forms of birth control, which is ridiculous and insane to me, when you can literally get it off the $4 list at Walmart. So I agree
Right.
with you, but there's just nothing we can do to protect the rights of the women who actually need to have these procedures, or who were raped or something like that and have to have them. There's just nothing we can do, because at the end of the day, the other side is going to say that we're basically discriminating against them. And
Well,
that's what we have to deal with.
Can
There
I,
is
can
no
I, can I,
universal.
Before anyone else starts up, I want to give Simon a chance to get in and
Yes,
chime
yes.
in under. So Simon,
I appreciate you, sir.
you got a gist of what the conversation is about.
Mm.
What do you got to say? What's up, Ash Ranchero? How you doing? Go ahead, Simon. The floor is yours, brother.
I'd like to ask the lady a question.
Her name is
So,
Jelly.
hi, Jelly.
Okay, go
Hi,
ahead.
nice to meet
Hi.
you. Um,
You too.
are you single?
No,
No,
I
she's
am
happily
married.
married, Simon.
But
I
thank you
don't
though.
know. I don't know. I'm just like,
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. I get it. I get
no, no,
it.
no,
Thank you
no,
though.
no. I wasn't trying to shoot nothing.
No,
I'm,
no,
Oh, I'm
you,
just
you
playing.
good.
We're teasing you. Thank you though for
no,
that. But go ahead. What were you gonna say though, Simon? I go ahead.
yeah, I find it kind of strange how it goes there, but I wasn't trying to do that. I'm married too. Um, but I was asking it just based on your response to the question that was previously posed, right?
Oh,
So
okay, go ahead.
yeah, so it is a thing of how you viewed men. Like, although, like now I know you're married, it's kind of different. But why do you think men view women like that? Um, like on your premise, like in terms of like you're a woman, you have children. Now I know you're married. It's like okay, cool, but it still seems like you see men in a certain type of way where you're not ultimately fulfilled.
I don't know what makes you think that. What I was talking about whenever I talked about my kids is I'm a mother, so I'm here with these kids that I've already have, and I've raised them. What's going to happen if I get into that situation? And so am I supposed to leave the other three that I've already raised? So I'm coming from a mother's perspective, not a men versus women, because I actually don't have feminist beliefs at all. I'm more traditionalist when it comes to marriage. Like, for example, if my husband was to get into it, like let's say me and my husband had disagreement and we're in front of a group of people, I will not disrespect my husband in front of other men. I feel like that shows a crack in foundation. Now, again, don't get me wrong. When we get home, we're going to deal with that. But I just don't let other men see that crack in the foundation, or anybody really, so they don't think they can come into that. You know what I'm saying? Break into that situation. So
I
I'm
like
a
that. I do.
traditionalist. Yeah.
I like that. I like that because that's the way it should be.
That's
You know,
real old school right there.
yeah, exactly. Do not let your personal business out in front of everyone. Handle everything once you get home behind closed doors.
Yep. But continue, please continue. I like that.
Yeah, so I kind of find it interesting a lot of the time when women speak about being a mother because I'm a single father. So the, at the end of the day, I don't have this thing that shouts and screams about the fact that I have to do like daily chores. I have to attend to my daughter. I have to provide meals. I still go out and work, but I'm still a man. So, but what I do find is that women will like
Salute.
extrapolate this thing and make it like a big deal. Like, oh,
We're
I'm
talking about abortion though, and men can't have abortions.
yeah, that's yeah, I get that part. But at the same time, it's like, I've had many kids. Men don't really understand where we're coming from. Um,
That is the truth, because I carried my kids in my womb. And if you guys, I'm not diminishing a father's role in a child's life. I believe that if you can have the father there, that 100% kids need both parents to come up healthy. And if they don't, they need to have somebody that fills in for whatever spot, father or mother. They're deadbeat parents. But when it comes to carrying children, whenever my child is in my womb, in my body, feeding off of me and growing in my body, I'm going to have a different bond than a man who didn't have that kind of a bond. And it's not to lessen it. It's a different kind of bond.
don't you
That's
think
what I
that's
mean.
kind of
It's
like
different.
don't you think that's like a selfish perspective? Like to think yeah, like unless I don't know, like some because people have different relationships, but it's just like um is that something you're going through by yourself, or is there a man next to you that's helping you go through that, like in terms of
It has
um
nothing to do with them helping go through it. A man cannot help a woman go through pregnancy. I mean, you know they can help be there for you, but they're not gonna get you. Are you gonna help me carry the baby? Is it gonna attach to
Yes,
you?
yes, I
Okay.
am.
I mean, what I'm trying to say to you is, it's just a different relationship. It's not better. It's not worse. I know a lot of single dads, and I don't promote women doing the kind of things that they do. There are
Well,
women who got needles in their
uh,
arms, and the dads get custody. So please
okay.
don't think it's that. What it is just
Well,
a woman's bond is
what?
different.
All
That's
right.
what it is.
Okay, cool. So you said you know a lot of single dads. What kind of single dads are you talking about?
I know a lot of good single dads. I
Like,
do, and a lot
like
of my
what?
friends
Yeah,
that
but
had
like
women.
what?
Well,
Like, no,
what do you
wait,
mean, like what?
wait.
They're
Uh,
there, they support them, they take them to school, they feed them, they make sure they have clothes, they make sure they have food, they make sure they have shelter. But a man cannot nurture like a woman can, and a woman
You
cannot be
see,
strong like a
this
man
is the
can. It's
thing.
different.
This is the thing.
Do you think
Like,
feminine and
no,
masculine
no,
energy are the
no.
same?
All right, we're having a conversation. Cool,
All
right?
right.
Your idea of a single dad or a single father is not what it is. And this is the thing about this female ideology, in terms of what's actually happening in the real world. What you said there, like in terms of, oh, they just do this and they just do that, they're not part of. What do you think that brings to the child?
I have no idea where you're going off on this tangent at all. I'm talking
No,
about
Hey, wait,
abortion
hey,
not being a man's
yeah,
decision.
yeah,
it's just a conversation.
Simon. I need to. You have to listen, Simon. Just so you know, um, I know where you're going with this, Simon. So you need to be very precise. All right,
I'm
choose
trying,
your
bro.
words.
I'm trying.
You have to be very
He's
precise.
okay. It's okay, Jed.
No,
Well,
no, but choose
It's
your
not
words
personal.
wisely.
I'm just saying, like, it's a
well,
thing.
I was about to say
But
I've got everyone knows I've got very, very, very strong beliefs, right? But I've actually got to side with Jelly on this because men do not know how to nurture like women do. We don't. Um, there's not a man on the earth that will be able to ever nurture like a true to God mother. That's a fact.
No, that's not a fact, bro.
But at the same time, women
You just don't want to
do,
hear it.
but women do not, they will never be the protector like men are.
A
Um,
100%, John. 100%. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I meant. Thank you.
So
This
We
is the
can't be
thing,
strong
right? So this is
like
the
y'all.
thing.
See, listen,
Okay.
everyone understands. Hold on. I need to say this. So everyone understands there's always going to be different perspectives. And
It's not a
I don't.
competition.
No. I know that. But there are obviously there are some exceptions to the rule. All right. Just so I can get this out there. My brother, my youngest brother, I love him. I love him to death. I'll take, he's my brother. And he had to raise his kid on his own. His one and only child. He had to raise that kid. And he got so much flack about trying to do the right thing. And the courts constantly fought him on this when it came to what do you call it? Custody of his kid, because you can't nurture, he can't nurture his son as well as his mother could. His mother wasn't working at this time. His mother had a drug problem at the time. There's a lot of variables in there. And my brother was very jaded because of all the stuff he went through. He was never given the opportunity. Now, on some of these points that Simon's talking about, because Simon is a single dad raising his daughter, because he does have a lovely daughter and a child he loves very much. I can understand where he's coming about. No, a man can be nurturing. There are some exceptions to the rule.
But Jed, I said a man can nurture, but they can't nurture like a woman. That doesn't mean it's better, because as a woman, I can't protect like you can as a man. If we're out in public walking out down in the street with our kids and somebody tries to snatch my baby and my husband's there, who's more equipped to take care of that Who's more equipped to handle that? The man, because my husband is stronger. And so what I'm saying to you, Simon, is that it's not what I'm trying to say to you is not saying that mothers are better at this or XYZ or that you can't nurture. I'm just saying I can't provide what my husband provides for my children. I can't provide that. And he can't provide what I provide. And a lot of times you said women are going down, that path with them, or men are going down that path with them. And there are single fathers, but there are also single mothers. And a lot of times women go through these abortions and they don't have the man there to go through that with them. Or maybe if they had a medical issue and had to have that done or had a stillbirth, a lot of times the men aren't there. So the women has to go on. It's like, this is the life that we're bringing into the world. So we do see it different, but I want you to understand fathers are just as important as mothers. And men are just as important as women. We help each other. We balance each other. Men have fortes. Women have fortes. So please don't ever think that I'm the least feminist, probably less liberal than what you think. I do believe fathers have a big role in their child's life, though, and especially a single dad. So I know why you're going to feel like that kind of hits, right? But it wasn't meant that way. It's just a difference between a mother and a father. That's it.
And Simon, we're on the abortion part of it. So, just out of curiosity, what is your take on abortion? Just let us know what your take on abortion is. And there's no right or wrong answer. You know this, right? There's never a right or wrong answer on any of my panels, unless you're racist.
I'm kind of apolitical. I don't vote. I don't go left or right.
Okay, that was the wrong answer. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, brother.
No, that's cool. I mean, like people do. I really just feel like people do what the hell they want. I really don't have grievances against people, or I don't like, I do have a strong tone. So sometimes, like, people will feel like I'm leaning towards something, or like I'm part of something, but I ain't. But yeah, I mean, I really do feel like people would do what the hell they want. It might sound kind of strange on your side of the pond, but over here, like, we don't have those issues as such. Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of conformity, religious sort of activity, and like political sort of ideology. Like we don't, so it's not a biggie. But
so abortion is legal there or no? Can women even legally get abortions there? I'm not sure because I'm not from there.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, it's not
okay.
biggie.
So do you believe that do you believe that a child from the womb like it has a soul, like John was talking about earlier, like from the time that the seed is planted?
Well, it depends what kind of age they're at. It depends on what the development stage is at and all that sort of stuff. If you're conscious enough to sleep with somebody, you should be
We're talking about in the womb, though. In the womb.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, okay, so inception. Okay, so it's like we're not stupid enough as adults to not understand what sexual activity is. So if you're actually going to do that, then and then you're going to put a human's life at risk, then that's on you. You get what I'm saying? So, and I think the difference is like you don't need to actually bring up a law to make people acknowledge that. It's just like that's going to be on you for the rest of your life. You get what I'm saying? And that's what happens. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Going from that, is it on a man the rest of their life the same way it is on a woman whenever she gets an abortion? Because the woman is the one that's going to answer to God for that. Because even if you as a man say she can't do it and she does, she has to answer to God. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, if they have to answer to God, then we can't make our judgments. And also, too, like with religion, it gets finicky. But we haven't heard from John, and I know he likes to talk. Where are you at, John?
I'm letting y'all talk. I'm letting you discuss.
Explain it from a male perspective, you guys. Explain what I'm trying to say to him so he understands.
The only one that hasn't given their take on abortion right now has been me. And just so everyone understands, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out there. Me, as a middle-aged to older gentleman in the United States, I do not feel like I have the right to incur my beliefs and my opinions on a woman. I do not feel like I have the right to tell a woman what she can or can't do with her body. That's how I personally feel. Now, I am personally against the idea of abortion, but that's me on a personal level. But I feel like I do not have the right to throw my beliefs and my opinions and have that directly affect the female of our sex. I can't like in good conscience force my will on
All
a
right.
female.
Let
That's
let
how I
me
feel.
let me throw this out there though. Okay. Where do we stop? That's going to be the question, right? Um, New York, they allow live birth abortions. All right. They can pull the baby out, they'll sit the baby down there, and the mother can decide, do I want to keep it or not? Or can I just let it just sit there and starve to death? You want to know something? That's absolute murder. You've delivered this baby and it's sitting there, and you can decide to kill that baby after it's been born. Like I said, where do we stop? Where do we draw the line?
Okay, how do you guys feel about public assistance? So let's talk about this part of it. Whenever you have a child, let's say you get pregnant and you're not financially able to take care of that child. So basically, based under what we've talked about, you would have to carry the child to term, deliver the child, and then give the baby up for adoption or something of that nature. So what's happening is that if you know that you're going to have a child and you're not financially able to take care of the child, a lot of conservative people don't believe in abortion, but they don't want public assistance to be as big as what it is. So if the woman has the child, she's going to incur that financial cost. And if she has a husband, whatever that goes with it, right? But what I'm saying is, if they can't afford it financially, it comes down the pike, and you know what I'm saying? In the form of public aid being increased. So how do we fix that with conservatives and liberals whenever they're complaining about, in some instances, how much food stamps or how much cash assistance or whatever these women get? Do you believe that single mothers who do carry should be able to pretty much have assistance, public assistance, if they decide they have to have the baby because morally it's wrong to kill the child? So what do we do in that instance?
I am all about public assistance when it's needed, when it's actually needed. But what it's turned into now is people have learned how to just milk the system, and I can pump out as many babies as I want, and I'll get paid X amount of dollars per baby, and they take advantage of that, right? That's where the system fails. Now,
Right, but if they don't pump out the babies and they have abortions, then they're wrong. And if they pump out the babies, then, you know what I'm saying, it's abusing the system. But at the end of the day, corporate bailouts are the problem. That's what hits us in the pockets. Because on average, the average American that makes $50,000 a year or more only pays $50 in public assistance a year. $50. I can go ahead and give somebody $50. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not going to bother me. It's corporate bailouts that we need to fix when it comes to financial structure, I believe. You know, we spent much more.
Let me say hello to Peace of Mind. How you doing, sweetheart?
Hello.
You're more than welcome to come up on panel, Peace of Mind. Oh, there she is. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going?
It's going okay. We're up here with your man. We're talking. I hope you heard part of the conversation. We're talking about abortion, and so yeah. Well, we're going to continue the conversation, and then we'll throw it in your court as far as where do you stand on it, and so on and so forth. I'm sorry, Jelly. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
No, I only heard the last 2 minutes, so hope. Yeah, but go ahead. Thank you, guys.
Oh no, I think I'm pretty much done. I was just asking, where do we I mean, if you give one, then you take from the other. So I'm saying if she has the babies and she gets on assistance, then it's going to be like, okay, you're on assistance, and they don't like that. And so if you're not, then they're going to complain about the fact that you had an abortion. At the end of the day, I believe in God personally, me. And so I believe that that's something individually I'd have to answer for. Do you think the same way? Or do you have a different perspective?
Well, I'm going to go back to the Old Testament to answer this. When people were hungry in the Old Testament, okay, they had a form of kind of like socialism, but not socialism during the Old Testament in Israel. The farmers, they would farm their fields, but there was, if anybody was hungry, they were commanded, they had to go out to the fields and pick whatever they needed, and take it home. But the thing was, God made them get out and get it done, right? They actually had to go out and do the work to get it done instead of everything just being handed to them. Now, don't get me wrong. There's times where people absolutely need a hand. Absolutely. There's in today's world, I'd say 80% of America is one paycheck away from losing their residence, right? So, yeah, I do believe there's assistance there when it's absolutely necessary. But the core of the issue, though, is we need to educate people to know the facts that, listen, if you're going to do the act, there's consequences that go along with it. If you're going to have sex, there's consequences that go along with that. It's called a baby. It's called STDs. It's called, all the consequences that go along with that before being ready to have a child.
May I speak on that?
Yeah, I was just going to ask you. I'm sorry, peace of mind. I was just going to ask you after Star Wars Dad was done. What's your stance on abortion? Number one. B, how do you personally feel about the way the system works now? And then C, does the government have a right, sort of, to enforce what I gotta say what the going trend is at that moment, as far as what happens with a woman's body? And the floor is yours.
Okay, so and forgive me if I forget later on what C and D were, or B and C were, but
that's okay. That's okay.
So A. Within extreme circumstances, and I'll just be honest, because we always go to that. But long story short, I don't believe in being reckless, because 9 times out of 10, and this is coming from someone who's actually worked in maternal and infant health, abortion is not always necessary, but abstinence and prevention and maybe intervention, can be very beneficial if those people who receive the service are open-minded to it. But I guess to answer your question, it's not something that should be an easy alternative.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So, I mean, you basically agree with stipulations, but you personally don't think it should be something that should be easily accessible.
Absolutely.
Because I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this. That type of thing.
How do we determine what those limitations are? I mean, what's the criteria for the limitations we place on it?
I can
Well,
see.
so
Well,
Sam, you
well,
may be
well,
assessing the situation. Like, were you being reckless? Did you actually take time to get to know the person you were interacting with, engaging with? Because you can't just go out here and enjoy yourself and then say, oh well, you know what? There's a consequence, and I don't want to no longer deal with that, so I'm just going to utilize my right to get rid of it. And
but isn't that what most chicks are doing?
I mean, I mean, maybe, but
We don't all speak for one another. It's not a collective voice, so we all have different
I guess
stances,
my thing is
especially
it's
with
not something
abortion.
to be
Yeah,
it's not something to be
that's
proud
an
of,
individual thing.
and especially women, because we pride ourselves in being nurturing and preserving life until it's inconvenient for us.
There's some noise going on in the background. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, I was saying as women, we pride ourselves on being nurturing and welcoming and all these good things until it's inconvenient for us. So we have different options. Again, if we can just maybe take away from.
I don't know. Women have the ultimate privilege, as far as I'm concerned, in terms of producing human beings.
Right, but you don't just get to get rid of it either. Like it, and you see what I just said, it. And I'm saying that because I've heard it in the healthcare field. That's what whatever we want to refer to it as referred to, and it's actually sad.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I am a man, right? But at the same time,
Are you?
I am.
Well, because you sound like a man.
But I cannot.
John, don't lie. You're not just a
I'm
man.
mad.
You are the white devil. Don't lie.
But I can't imagine anything scarier, right? Than let's say a woman goes out one night, she gets a little drunk, has sex with someone, right? Never sees them again, right? And a month and a half go by and she's not feeling well. She takes a paternity test and it comes up positive, right?
So why are those things happening? Like, we need to assess that man and woman. Like, because that's reckless. Either way it goes, it's still reckless behavior in that person.
Oh, I agree. I can't agree with you more there. But when I'm saying I can't imagine anything scarier than what's going through her head at that time. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
You think somebody like that scared who would risk their life on the first night? You think all of a sudden she's scared?
He said if she was inebriated, I think. But at the end of the day, John, you mentioned the Bible. In 2 Timothy, it says that a man who doesn't take care of his children are worse than an unbeliever. Right. And what I think that means is, Simon, I'm not out to get you, bro. I'm just saying, okay?
But people who are inebriated and can't make good judgment probably shouldn't be out here in the world by themselves. Like, do they need a guardian?
Right, but if a man wants to leave and not take care of the baby, what happens then?
A real bad echo somewhere. I don't know where it is.
I'll mute my mic if it's me. Let me
know
if
you actually valuing your body and like, first of all, valuing whatever the consequence, and look at what the word is we're using, consequence. Like, children aren't burdens, they're blessings.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100% there. And with you, Jelly, I will say yes. I am 100% with you on Timothy over there. If you want to get God on your bad side, be a bad parent, right? You want to have judgment fall on you? Yeah, don't take care of your kids.
That's the real consequence with God. That's the consequence you're going to pay. I think we agree. I think we're all agreeing here. The consequence you're going to pay at the end, man or woman, for not taking care of your babies or doing something like that. Let's say a man is complicit in getting an abortion. He says, okay, sure, go for it. Get an abortion. I feel like he's going to have to answer to God just as much as that woman is. And
Yes.
what they have to do.
Yes.
So what if he says keep it, then does that mean he'll go to heaven too?
What do
I
you mean
didn't
if
hear
he
you.
says keep it?
Because actually both are not don't have the if so, then you wouldn't have the
Peace of mind, you broke up. I don't know if you realize it. Your mic cut off.
Sorry.
Try reset it again. There you go.
Yeah, I
Say
was
that
saying
again.
that if it was that simple, then rights wouldn't be needed, or quote unquote rights.
You know, I don't think we need quote unquote abortion rights. I think we've taken this way too far, having something called abortion rights.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
there, you know, in my opinion, you know, abortion should be very, very, very rare. And it should be the very last option that should even remotely be on the table. I mean, but as I said, we are going from, look how we have degraded in the US. You know, our moral compass has fallen, like I said, from the 50s to where we are right now. You didn't have all this pregnancy, you know, back in the day. You know, people now, you know, just they want to do what they want to do without consequence, right? And
Yo, you see,
that's
like, wait a minute. Like, you see all this talk about like shit didn't go down in the past. That's false. Like, the thing is like you have no evidence of it. The only difference is like nowadays we see everything like because we see everything like because we're tuned in and we have mobile phones and we have social media and we have platforms and we can see everything. You have no idea about what these people went through in your past. Like,
what
people talk about this stuff all day long. Like, oh, you know, cowboys was on a horse and they weren't sort of having the same type of relationships that we're having in this day and age. It's like, yes, they were. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
I'm
But
not
as far
saying
as but as
yeah,
far
I'm not
as
I'm not saying everything
no,
was
listen,
perfect.
guys.
Wild. It's
You know,
wild.
Our times, we're not fighting to preserve children. We're fighting to get rid of them, and that's a problem.
yeah, right.
Jesus Christ. I don't get this stuff. Like, where, you know, just because, like, you know, I get, look, we're trying to have a conversation, you know, everyone's trying to do what they want to do and like good for them, but don't even think for a second that the same conversations we're having right now was going on in the 1980s and the 1830s. It's like it was going down. It's the same, like we're the same people. Nothing's changed. Look,
I agree, Simon.
do you know what I mean? It's like that's wild. Like, it's just you're just seeing
So
it's
you
like
guys are saying women 50 years ago can sit at the table and celebrate having an abortion.
No, we're not pro. I'm not pro-abortion at all.
No.
it,
She was saying she was laying out a scenario, and yeah, could you say that again? Peace of mind. I don't think they heard you.
More so celebrated. You know, there's no even
it wasn't a celebration. It was just like they may have been thinking, I don't want to have this child. You know, and that's where it stemmed from. So you know, it's just a different thing right now where we have different mediums where we can come up and go, okay, and maybe enforce a campaign because we can gather a group together and go, okay, you know, and put a label on it and go and form something and go, well, okay, let's gather some, you know, people over the internet to go, yeah, this is it. But fact of the matter is, I don't really see, and I don't really know
Throwing kids in the
that
garbage. I
that wasn't
understand it,
going
like
on before. Like, it was going on before, and that's how the whole thing came about in the first place. Because like women were silenced um
mhm.
a long time ago when they were married to men of prestige. Like, they didn't have no rights. Like, if you were married, and that was a privilege. Like, to even be married. Do you get what I'm saying? Or even to be like in a household where a man could take care of you. Although it's like
But
it
that's
might
not
be.
what's happening today. There are literally songs celebrating and dancing in front of Planned Parenthood um, about the deletion and not caring about children of this world.
Yeah, but that was going on as well. The same thing was going
Yeah,
on.
that
That's what I'm
happened in the
saying.
past. That's always happened, Simon. You're right. And another point to you, Simon, is that you say that women didn't. You know, it was said that women didn't have those things to deal with in the 50s. But if you look at that, you're very right. Whenever the fact is, like, my grandparents, my great grandma has 10 kids. Like, they didn't believe in having anything like that. But there also was a unity here in America before, social social programs even existed. People worked on farms. They had big families, and that's how they did things. So they didn't have a lot of doctors either then to
If I
perform
may, if I may
something like
chime
an
in
abortion.
on that,
Back alley.
yeah, I want to chime in on that. And I look, they did not have the back then. They did not have the options nor the technology that we are blessed with right now. Okay. And it was also a very taboo thing to A, have a child out of wedlock, right? And B, to abort a child. The whole metaphor for abortion by hanger. They used to use the wire
Coat
hangers,
hangers.
yeah, the coat
Yeah.
hanger to do abortion. That was a legit thing, and the only reason I know it was a true thing is my mom told me the horror stories about stuff that happened back then. If they had the technology back then, and they had was it they it was available to them, I do believe that it would have been taken advantage of. And when I say taken advantage of, I don't mean like take advantage. I said they would have utilized it.
Yeah,
They
utilized
would have
the
definitely
option.
Okay,
utilized
so we have over 20, and this could be wrong, right or wrong. 20 forms of birth control where you don't even have to go that route, or you can just abstain and not have intercourse either with somebody who's not interested in, longevity with you or children. So what about that?
Not all women can take birth control. I got pregnant twice on birth control,
Oh, I
both my
know. Yeah,
boys.
I'm sure, but most can.
Yes, most can, and I agree. And also, there's Plan B, and like I said, there's birth control on the $4 list at Walmart. So I agree with you.
But
So
what
then,
about this though? What about this? There is actually legislation out there to take away the day after pill, which you know I couldn't believe that that's even a thing, that they would even consider taking that away, which would put a huge burden on the female population, in my honest opinion.
I
So
think there would be an increase in abortions if we did that.
yeah,
I think it's had such a detrimental effect on the state of like um females being natural. Like, if you're on medication, like on a day-to-day basis, how you ever supposed to even get into a real relationship? Like, I think people forget that shit. Like, the fact that you're on medication every freaking day, like no matter what it is, then
oh,
it's like, how can you actually interact with somebody? Like, and you know, form a real relationship. That's wild.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the person who lacks self control and probably shouldn't be in charge of anything, let alone a baby.
well, I has anyone actually? I know I've seen it, right? But has anyone else ever been outside a Planned Parenthood when they've had protesters out there? And I'm not talking pro-life people. I'm talking pro-choice.
No, I have
Um,
as a case manager.
okay, there we go. I have never in my life seen such vile
Mm-hmm.
hatefulness come out of people where those that are pro-life, most most people that are pro-life are very understanding and rational thinking, but these people that show up for these protests that are pro-choice at these rallies, they are just vile, evil people. And I don't say this out of spite because I disagree with them, but I mean, they much rather put a knife in your back than to hear anything that you have to say. I mean, it's just pure evil.
Yeah,
So,
but also,
how did you come to that conclusion?
You have to be there. That's what I'm saying. You actually have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
are you talking about the pro lifers or are you talking about the pro choicers?
The
I'm pro-choice,
pro-choicer.
I'm pro-choice, anti-abortion.
All
That's
right,
what
but
I am. Pro-choice, anti-abortion.
here's
Yeah.
the thing, John. I
That's
have
such a
I
passionate
have
statement.
seen I have seen um I have seen personally some picket lines in front of abortion clinics out here in Albuquerque, and you want to talk about some vile, deranged, and decrepit crap going on. I've seen some pro-lifers do the most vile, obscene, obsessive behavior in on some of them picket lines. And it truly disgusted me to the core. So I do believe like both sides can be vile. Please don't just put that on one side. Both sides can take it to the umpteenth level.
Well,
So
dude, something I will definitely say, either side, dude, there are people that have mental illness on both sides, right?
yes, they do.
And
Ding, ding.
yeah,
Me. Hello.
I mean, people that definitely have real issues on either side of the board that you look at, right? That
Mm-hmm.
they need help. They absolutely need help because I would hate to be one of those people that is so miserable that I have to make everyone else around me miserable just to feel halfway decent.
All right, you know what? Let's do this. We're gonna stay on the subject. All right, we're gonna stay on, but let's do this. We're gonna
I
pop
was gonna
question.
give you guys the scenario really fast. So
Yeah,
no,
go ahead,
just
go ahead,
really,
go
really
ahead, and
fast. Like
then
so, like because there are women that I deal with, and they'll have like 3 babies, and then abort 2 right after that, and then get another baby daddy, and maybe have that baby, and then okay, we delete the next one, and then have 2 more by 2 different men, and that is problematic. That is no longer a scenario where there's extreme, hey, the uncle did, because we always go there. It's like, no, you were out here being freaky.
Mm-mm.
So what about cases of incest when a woman is raped by a family
I was
member?
just
What
Right.
about them?
We get that part. And 9 times out of 10, that's acknowledged, but that's the extreme. We're talking about the one that makes money, which are the ones who are being reckless. The
Yes.
extreme cases happen every now and again. That rarely happens because usually that's also criminal and law involved. And you have a right to not. I mean that's like common. I don't even think any of us have to even have that discussion because we all know how we feel about it. But we're talking about the ones who just, want to skip a few 99, 100 on these dinglings out here, and the kids are suffering.
But she's
Right, but
saying
my point is
she
that
says
baby is going to come out with birth defects probably. And what I'm trying to get to is the legislation. How do we, you're saying there's a limitation. I agree, but how
So
do we apply that?
legislation is not in charge of what you choose to do when you get in your bedroom. You better be smart because there's no piece of paper that can protect you.
damn.
I'm
All right,
talking
let's
about in cases of incest. I'm talking about in
Okay,
cases
well,
of rape.
we're
How do we
not talking about
determine?
that because those
That's
cases.
abortion. If it's a soul,
But
it's a
why are
soul,
we
whether
talking
it's
about something
that.
that's 9 times? Let's talk about what the general population, which that's not really happening. 9 times out of 10, that's not what's happening.
I agree with you in some instances, but how do we? What I'm trying to say to you is,
I
if
don't know
we
how to stop
say
that, but let's consider the
that, how can
majority.
we control it? That's what I'm saying. If something
You can't
happens out of
control
our
that because
control,
what can you control? The part you can control is the majority of people who are doing wrong and think that's okay, and then use the majority or ignorant justifications for their bad behavior or poor choices. It's an easy thing. It's an easy fix. Like we all know that things happen, but those circumstances that you're speaking of, like, are far few and in between. And when they do happen, we all rally together as we say we will, right?
not
Yeah.
necessarily, because how can you prove if a woman was raped or not when she says she wants an abortion? And if we say you have to be raped to get an abortion, women are going to increasingly say that that's what happened to them in order to get
Let me ask you this:
abortions.
do you know
I
any
agree.
woman
I
that's
think.
ever happened to?
Who do I know
Well,
what's ever
all right,
happened
all right,
to?
all
Hold
right.
on. Do
when it
you
comes to
personally know a woman that's happened to?
But what I'm trying to make you
No, do
understand is,
you
even if those
personally know
situations,
a
I
woman
do
that's
know
happened
women
Hold
who
on,
have
to?
hold
had that
on, hold on,
happen
hold on,
to.
hold on, hold
You
on, hold on,
do?
hold on. Can't talk over each
So
other because we
right,
won't
so
hear
let's
each
get
other.
her some help.
My sister had to have an abortion because my sister had complications with the pregnancy, and it was going to cause her to have something called
So that was a medical.
toxoplasmosis or something.
All right,
Right, but
so
what
that
I'm
was a
saying is, we
medical.
can't prove the medical. There are HIPAA laws, there are different things. How can we prove that to
You
put the
just said it. You said
regulation?
she had a medical condition or
But
something
how,
that.
who dictates the medical condition? What do we agree
Well,
is too
not
far
you.
enough?
Okay, so who dictate who's out here hopping around and just want to get rid of a kid just because it's an inconvenience?
All right,
I don't think you're understanding me. What I'm saying is, I agree
I
with you
do
that
understand
there
what you're
are.
saying, but it
How
doesn't
do
make
we put
sense.
it in effect? It does make sense, because if we take away the right to free choice, to
There's
freedom to
no what
choose,
right.
then
If something
there
happens
is a
medically,
right to
then you
freedom to
fix it.
choose. Right, if something happens
Yes,
medically.
if there's a but we're not talking about that. We're saying on a day-to-day basis, like you go somewhere
So who
tomorrow,
determines what the medical condition is? Who determines that when it's okay?
a medical professional, meaning you actually get a healthcare diagnosis. So you go somewhere and a medical professional will actually say, hey, you are at high risk during this pregnancy or whatever it may be. So
That's
in
right.
that case, then that's grounds for a deletion. But just who determines, like, well, don't go to the doctor then if you don't trust in the healthcare system.
all right. Now
Just
let's
like
get
Uh, that
all
had
right. Now,
nothing to do with anything I was talking about. I just want to know how we make laws to fit into those
who's
little.
we?
How do we as a people make laws that can determine something when we have HIPAA
So do
violations,
you
when we
need
have these
a
things?
law to
So
do
what I'm
for
trying
your
to tell
common
you is, I
sense?
don't believe. No, it has nothing to do with common sense. Pregnancies happen all the time that don't have to do with common sense.
So
I
you
was on
just let
birth
any
control
man
with
jump
both
in
my
your bed.
boys. I'm married, baby. So no, what I'm trying to tell
Wait.
you is,
Okay, so you
how do
let
you
any simp jump
apply?
in your bed.
How do you apply the rule, girl? You're not understanding still. How do we apply
No,
it if we don't agree with it? If we don't agree with abortion, how do we put the rules in
there's
place?
nothing to agree with. It's your character. There's not
And I
either
said I
you.
don't agree with abortion, but if
Can we
we have
can we
Well,
rewind a
I
bit?
just. I
wait.
mean,
All
I
right.
think it's like common sense. You're talking about how do we apply something, and I just gave you every
Can we
scenario
can
No,
we
no.
can we
All right.
rewind
you
a
Hold
bit?
can't
on.
do that in
Like,
this
just say you want to
country.
do
All right.
it.
Time out. Time out. Time out. All right.
Like
Now
it just
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. All right. We're gonna make
the
this
same.
even
That's
more.
why you have CPS, because not every kid
We're
coming
we're,
who
we're
come
gonna
into
make
this
this.
world come into
Hey,
here
chill,
being a
We're
good
gonna.
parent
can we
or a
rewind a
good
bit?
person to
Wait.
There's
supervise them.
something that
Like
Scott
imagine
said.
being coming into this world with somebody who don't even want you here.
Peace of mind. We're gonna take a time out, and this is what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna make this a little more exciting. The five of us. All right. Myself, Star Wars Dad, Simon, Jelly, and Peace of Mind. We are judges. Okay. We are
Oh
judges.
no, are you gonna
Here,
do that?
Now listen.
Oh, goodness.
Here we go. Now we're
No,
gonna.
I'm not confused about how babies are created. If you don't want one, then stay off the Peter. It's that
Yeah,
simple.
no, I know that's all fine and dandy. No, but we're gonna. I want to make this interesting. We're judges, okay?
All right. Wow.
And
Okay.
now we're gonna judge each scenario on an individual basis. All right.
He does this all the time. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna judge this on an individual basis, and everyone is going to explain their stance, and you're gonna have 3 minutes to do it, each person. All right. Here's the first.
Okay.
Here's the first scenario. Okay, abortion coming up. Now you got to judge if this abortion can happen or not. All right. Now we're gonna go under the assumption that abortion is illegal. All right, but stipulations are involved. All right. So here we go. Abortion number one. A young 13-year-old individual, 13-year-old female, applies for an abortion. She's in her 9th week. All right. And it has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that she was molested. All right. By a family member. Now, this is very time sensitive now, mind you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it has been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that she was molested by a family member. She has not been sexually active, nor was she sexually active before this act had happened. Okay.
Jed, I'm going to say this much. Let's get off this subject because I don't even want to think about this right now, man.
Let's go
You that dude roll with it. Like, goddamn, it's his platform.
I'm not coming from I want to say something. I'm coming from a person. I worked in Children's Protective Services, and so I've encountered these scenarios, and I kid you not, like, it's a lot more dark than you think, and it's not just I wanted this and I didn't think that. A lot of people out here know better. They just don't care until they get caught, and that's what I have a problem with. Because it's not that complicated for us. We don't have to have this discussion of what if. We already know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, I do not want. I don't want my mind wandering off thinking about someone molesting their own children. It's not somewhere
I know, John. I know, John, and it's a tough subject. But that wasn't going to be the only one. I was going to do a number of them. And I wanted to see what each individual has to say about it. But if you guys don't want to do it, that's fine. But if we're going to change the subject, we're going to go off of abortion altogether and go another route.
Do you have any music to play, bro? Something.
Yeah, hold on a second. I'm going to play my new song. You ready for it? Here you go. I got to go back. I don't know why it started there.
Late nights and whisper deals, secrets in the air. A federal badge and a loaded gun. He's always prepared. But when the danger calls him and the thrill starts to rise, he's the one who walks the wire. The truth behind the lies. Every day he's dancing on the line. A double life, a hidden code.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry. So listen, do you guys want to get off the subject? If you do, we could take it off somewhere else. Let's
go somewhere else. Yeah,
I'm comfortable with it. I just wanted to actually provide you guys with a realistic perspective.
I ain't got too long anyway. I gotta go, but
Simon, we're having fun, Simon. Come on, man.
Well, what are we talking about? Because
I don't know. Where do you guys want to take it? Jelly, pick a subject.
I don't want to pick. I've been talking enough. You guys just choose.
John, pick a subject. John. All right, Simon, pick a subject. You guys can never get quiet on me now.
All right, let's talk about something real basic.
Let's talk about me. Let's talk about
yeah.
Oh, now you back, John?
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's talk about me or you or whatever. So, what's your favorite color?
Now, baby.
Are you gonna give me a psychology? Don't you give me?
Nah,
a
let's do that
psychology
because like we went
No.
way off, so we need to bring it way back. So it's just
Okay, what's your favorite color and why?
yeah, let's do that.
All
Are
right.
you,
I'm
are
gonna
you
ask.
talking to me or are you talking
I'm
to?
talking to them, baby.
All
All
right.
right,
Jelly, what's your
yeah,
favorite color and why, Jelly?
yeah.
I like earth tones. My favorite color is maroon or like a wine color, and that's because it goes with my skin complexion good. So I like the way it looks. So I like maroon.
Your
Okay,
your
maroon.
your skin tone's maroon.
No, I said it goes with my skin tone. Maroon goes with my skin tone.
You're very opinionated. I've never met you before, but I'm just saying. Jesus Christ.
You asked me. I just told you why I like it. So why'd you ask me? You just
All right, John. What's your favorite color
I ain't
and
gonna
why?
do that again. All right, cool.
I would have to say like an emerald green. And the reason for that is, you know, of course, I live on a beach and our water here is like a beautiful, beautiful emerald green. And it's the one thing that really calms me is to be able to go sit down by the water and just listen to the waves just lap in.
God,
Booyakasha.
it must be nice to live in white privilege.
Booyakasha.
You guys gotta understand. I have to give John shit for everything. He says.
Where do you live, bro?
Panama City, Florida.
Jesus.
He
Well,
lives
you know,
in the butthole of the United States, Florida.
I live literally in the world's most beautiful beach.
make it Airbnb so that we can experience that as well. Don't just keep it to yourself. What are you doing?
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna say mine, and then it'll be Peace of Mind, and then Simon. So my favorite color is black, and the reason why I like black so much is number one, it matches with everything. Number two, for me, I feel black. I feel black is a very mysterious color. You know, you don't know what to expect, and that's why I like black. Yeah. Now, peace of mind. Peace of mind. What's your favorite color and why?
My favorite color is blue, like turquoise, ocean blue. And something simple just because it reminds me of the water, and the water is peaceful and serene to me. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Simon. Your turn. You're up on the block there, buddy. What's your favorite color and why?
My favorite color is blue as well.
Mhm.
It's because it's serene and it's neutral and you know when I see the color blue, it just reminds me of most of the things that represent Earth. So that's what it is.
Yeah, Jed, check your phone. I just
I
texted.
just got it. I just got it.
Yeah, that's home.
I wish I could get my camera working. Let me see if I can get it working, and I'll try to show them this.
But yeah, that's home. So
Damn. Yo, you gonna let us like come and like you gonna go away for a minute and let us
No,
like
I'm not
rent
gonna
your
go
shit?
away for a minute. No, keep it. No,
Nah,
what?
You're talking to Burn Kelly.
That's not fair, John. Man, you got a boat in the picture. You know what? This picture says nothing but white privilege, white devil. This says this.
That's why we get along, John. We're in the same
I
boat.
want to see it.
You know what, John? This picture just says white power. That's all. No,
white power, white power.
all right.
God
Real
damn.
quick, real quick.
Why can't we just enjoy ourselves? What's wrong, man?
All right,
It
Simon.
don't mean to say white power, man. We're just cool. That's what it is, man. We're
All right,
doing good. Like fuck that
Simon.
shit.
Simon,
Yo,
favorite
yeah.
favorite animal. It doesn't matter. It could be an arachnoid or insect or your favorite animal. Why?
I've recently acquired a favorite animal, and it's a cat.
Cat. We all like. Okay, all of us like. Well, most of us do. At least half of us do.
I didn't have a favorite animal before that, but now I do.
Okay. Why do you like the cat so much?
Because it's cute. It's cute, and it it does a lot for our family, so I'm cool.
Do you like stroking it?
Nah,
The
I
cat.
don't. Nah, I don't.
The
No, I
cat.
don't want to. I'm not saying I need to go anywhere near it. I'm just saying it's my favorite. Like, so.
Okay, peace of mind. Peace of mind. What is your favorite animal and why?
I, what's the lady name up here? Where's the lady?
That's Jelly. Jelly's right there
Jelly.
with you.
Okay. I like the killer whale, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with the LA pod, but they hunt together. I just like whales, and I like aquatic animals anyway. But something about the killer Oreos, they just are special.
Okay, so I'm worried about you. Okay, you know I'm worried
What?
about. Yeah, you like killer stuff. Okay, I see. I see. You like hunters.
That's why I said orcas. If you guys look up the LA pod, they're really cool.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm just giving you a little crap there.
Oh my
Jelly, Jelly, what's your favorite animal and why?
Tiger, and that's my Chinese zodiac.
Because it's your Chinese zodiac. That's why.
Yeah.
Not because it shreds people apart and you like the idea
Oh,
of blood and
all
guts.
of those things, but just that's why though.
You women are ferocious. Why are
Jelly,
you
do
women
you watch
so
the
like?
Crime ID channel?
I watched a lot of true crime, man. I sit
Me
there. If I'm
too.
not on YouTube, I'm on true crime.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God!
Damn.
Your wife is on there. Yeah, I got see. Now I'm worried about these two women up here.
We
Yeah.
watch Snapped, we watch Oxygen, and we watch Snapped.
Yep, ID channel.
God
All right. Star Wars dad, favorite animal and why? And so help me God, if you say anything even remotely white, that's it. I'm kicking you. All right?
Dude, my favorite animal is a fucking shark.
God damn it!
All right.
All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Why?
And why? Dude, they are powerful, they're vicious, and they've got a huge job. Their job is to make sure the ocean is cleaned. They're a huge part of the ecosystem. Dude, they're magnificent animals, man. Yet they're dangerous, and there is something about me and danger, man. I love it. I love that adrenaline rush being around dangerous things.
I love danger.
So let me-
I love danger.
Let me translate.
Why
this
do you love
to-
danger?
Hold on a second. Let me translate this to white privilege. We like-
The great white. The great white.
Oh, I got a piece. You're funny. She said the great white. That's white lightning over there. What you doing?
Wait, first of all, so everyone understands. I give John a lot of shit because him
He's
and I are
cool.
close friends and stuff like that. But I have to fuck with him. So
That's cool. That's so cool.
Mine is the scorpion. I love the scorpion, and because not only is it intimidating looking for such a small animal, it's very intimidating looking, and it packs a punch. It is very dangerous. It has poisonous. It's got the venom, and it can kill and devour its prey. So I love this. I love scorpions.
You're
Always
scaring
have
me right
been.
now, bro.
I got stung by a scorpion one time, and let me tell you, I was in the hospital for a week. I was in the hospital for a week.
All right, now this one we're gonna start with jelly. All
Yeah.
right.
Fuck your
Yeah.
scorpion. Put it up against my shark.
Go eat that scorpion, shark, please. He stung me. He stung me 2 years ago, laid me in the hospital.
All right, Jelly, I want you to picture yourself in a white room. No
God.
doors,
Here we go.
no windows,
Here we
no
go.
way out. You were placed in a white room, and you have absolutely no idea how long you're going to be there. Give me 3 adjectives on how you feel.
I can't give you 3 adjectives on how I feel in a white room. I'm going to sleep. I'm not. I'm not doing anything in a white room. I'm going to sleep. I'm asking for some Thor. If I'm in the nut hut and I'm bouncing off the walls, I'm asking for some Thorazine. The Thorazine shuffle is what I'm gonna be doing, Jed.
I
Okay.
didn't say it was a nut hut. Don't put words. I said a white room. I just need 3 one-worded definitions on how you would feel.
I can't even tell you. That's a good question because I don't know how I would feel. First of all, I really would just go to sleep. Like honestly, people say you couldn't do jail or prison or whatever. Listen, I'm going to sleep. Like I'm not gonna be bouncing off walls.
But you know something? No, listen to what you just said.
Wait, you can't help her. You can't help her. This has to be her.
No, because she should be able to, like, obviously she's like, she is, there's a lot of demands on her in life, and she shouldn't have to feel that should be her escape. She needs to put herself first.
Go to sleep.
Nah,
Get
but
some
see,
work.
this is just. I didn't say how long you'd be in there. You don't know how long you're going to be in there. So, all right, one thing we can say. One of her definitions was tired. She would feel tired because she said she'd go to sleep. Give me two more. Give me 2 more one-worded definitions, Jelly.
I would feel amazing in a bright white room with a nice ultralight so that I could get some vitamin D for my depression, Jed. What more do you want to hear, Jed? Oh gosh, no, I really don't know. Like honestly, if I was stuck in a white room not knowing how long it would be, honestly it would depend on like who put me in that motherfucker, to be truthful with you. Cause I need to know who put me there to determine how I would respond. If it's a loony bin, I mean like medicate me, please.
Damn.
What are y'all's answers? Let's see what y'all think.
I'm gonna get to Simon next. Simon, white room, no doors, no windows, no possible way out, no clue on how long you're gonna be in there. 3 one-worded definitions on how you would feel.
I'm cool, man. I could do that shit.
All right. So one word would be comfortable. You'd be comfortable.
Yeah. In
All right,
any
comfortable. Now give
situation.
me 2 more words.
I guess I'd want a book. That'd be like my last call. Just to read.
You'd want a book. What could we put a book under? You'd need something to take up
Any
your
book.
time.
Any
Yeah,
book.
all right,
Give me a
fine.
book.
You need a book to take up. So you would feel what's that feeling then? What would that feeling be? You need a book.
Yeah.
All right,
Just
so
read or something. Just to keep my eyes going, because if you're just staring at walls, that's the problem. Like, there over a period of time, that becomes like an issue. If you're just staring at blank walls, and you start to write on them. So I would want to read something, so I got something to go on.
so you'd want to keep yourself busy. So basically, that would be anxious,
I wouldn't say anxious. It's more so like
preoccupied.
yeah. I mean, it's not much different to my real life. I don't really give a fuck
All
like
right,
that.
all right.
That's what.
Preoccupied. We're gonna keep it down to 2. Okay. All right, Prince. I'm gonna call you Princess. Peace of mind. I was gonna call you
That's the correct term. That's the correct term.
Peace of mind. Peace of mind. White room, no window, no door. No idea how long you're gonna be in there.
Okay, can I have Simon with me?
I'm here, bro.
No. You're there by yourself.
Oh,
This is
Jesus.
a solo
Oh.
thing. What's up, Roland? How you doing?
No, I understand. If you listen, we all said or we all saying something similar, that we just want the peace. And that's why I say, well, let's create that in our own lives, because we're all one step away from maybe being in that white room or a padded room or whatever. And I know we're just, kind of like, talking about it and, kind of making light of it right now. But it does matter that we're just that desperate for peace, authenticity, and just normalcy in life.
Oh, you just
That's
said
the
3.
minimum that we're asking
So
for.
you said peace. You said peace, authentic, and normalcy. All right, I like that. All right, John.
Dude, my
Mr.
three
Mr.
words.
White Privilege, you're gonna be in your element. A white room.
I
A white
got
room, no
three.
windows. No
I
windows.
got
no doors.
three words, man: bored, horny, and agitated. Right? Just knowing there's probably cameras somewhere, right? I would whip it out and I would start nutting all over the damn room,
Oh
just
my.
knowing that someone's watching, right? Just
Okay.
to
They're
piss them
gonna
off,
keep you an
right?
extra 30 days. I'm just
Are you
telling
gonna
you.
smack? Are you gonna put shit all over the walls too, John?
Yes,
Probably.
he is.
Nasty ass. Get out of here. Let me go back to my peace and normalcy.
For me, I've answered this question for me already. So for me, I would be anxious. I would be what's the other word? I would be curious, anxious, curious, and then slightly overwhelmed. So yeah, that would be my answer.
Hell
Now,
no.
when we look at something, we have to ask ourselves why.
All right.
Yeah. I'd be pissed off. That's my thing. I'd be
You
pissed off.
literally said
You
that,
know?
bro. You literally said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would be anxious. I agree with the anxious part. I would be anxious, and that's why I would go to sleep because, like you said, I would need the peace. So anxious would hit me too. Yeah.
So the reason why I asked that particular question, that the white room question, basically, all right, it represents death. This
Does
is
it?
how you would feel about death.
I don't think it does.
It does
Oh
actually.
damn.
It really does. It represents death. But here's one. When I tell you what it represents, it's gonna fuck with you. But I am not cutting no slack on anybody, and I'm gonna give you my real 100% answers what I said and the reaction I gave to after I found out what it represented. All right, now I want you to name your favorite body of water, and it doesn't matter. It could be an ocean, it could be a river, or it doesn't matter. Just I want you to give me your favorite body of water, and then I want you to give me again 3 one-worded definitions on how that body of water makes you feel. And we're going to start off with John this time.
Dude, that's pretty simple. Gulf of Mexico.
All right.
Right.
3 one-worded definitions on how the Gulf of Mexico makes you feel.
Happy.
Mm-hmm.
Exuberant.
All righty.
And cautious.
All right. Jelly, favorite body of water, sweetheart?
Mine's also the Gulf of Mexico, and that would be for nostalgia, freedom, and youth.
All right, youth. Okay. And again, I was going to call her Princess Wine. Peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. I'm sorry. I don't mean anything by it. I don't know why I keep wanting to call you Princess, but peace of mind. Favorite body of water, 3 one-worded definitions on how that makes you feel.
My bathtub, home, security, comfort, family.
Very nice. That's interesting. Wow. Actually, I haven't heard it in that combination. Mine was the ocean, right? And my answers were vast, scary, and mysterious. Now, you guys curious? Wait. I did Simon. Simon, did you do yours yet?
No.
No.
Oh, Simon. What's your favorite body of water, brother?
You said 3 words.
Yeah. Well, first the body of water. What's your favorite body of water?
My wife's pussy.
That's moisture. That's not water.
Hey,
body of water.
It's all of that shit.
So come on. What's your favorite
You
body
guys
of water?
are tripping. Like, if you were on an island, don't give me that shit. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what?
No, but just name of it. Do you like a river?
What are you talking about? You go with that shit.
No.
Hey,
no.
Don't break it down.
Hey.
No.
Don't break it
No,
down.
wait,
Just answer the question.
you are tripping.
No breaking it down. What's your
The
favorite
fact
body
of
of
the
water?
matter is man cannot survive without women. Stop that shit.
Well, that's okay. What answer the question? What's your favorite body of water?
My
He just
wife's
told
pussy.
you.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Come on, Simon. It can't be a person's
So,
vagina.
yeah, it can be. I'm telling you.
But
It's
that's
not
not
vagina. No, but it's
possible.
not vagina. Like I think people misconstrued that word. Like it's a tool. It's
So
not a tool.
I can't. You guys are so. I can't even get my
No,
words out.
no. Simon always does this. He's trying. He's always done this. Simon, no getting out of it. Just name a body of water and then 3 adjectives.
You are
The
literally
Bermuda
asking me a question. I'm
Triangle.
giving you literally an answer. A body of water.
Okay.
Body
All right.
a body of water.
Okay. All right. Body of water. It's a
Yes.
vagina. It's your wife's
Yes.
vagina. Give me 3.
Yes.
I think he's playing on the word body, Judge. He's playing on the word
No,
body. A body, maybe. Okay.
A body produces water. Like so,
Fine,
you know,
fine.
you can live
Okay.
off that shit.
Fine.
Just the
Right.
ocean. I'll answer just the ocean.
So what? Give me 3 one-word definitions on why you like that particular body of water.
Because it makes you survive. It makes you thrive. It makes you think. It makes you turn into something
So
that
it
you
makes
don't
you. It
know.
makes you thoughtful. It makes you thoughtful.
Yeah, it makes
All right.
you if you get the right one. I'm just saying.
All right.
It's
Makes
not
you
it's
thoughtful.
not everybody. It's just like that one. Do you get
All
what
right,
I'm saying?
that's fine. That's your favorite body of water. So it makes you thoughtful. What were the other 2?
It makes you think.
That's
And
thoughtful. Yeah. So go ahead.
yeah, so it makes you productive.
Productive. Okay, that's
And,
another one.
and it makes you do things that you will never do before.
So then that would make you experimental.
No, but let's say you're on an island or something. It will give
No, no,
you.
no, no. We're not changing the scenario. We're just.
All right.
So
Well,
it
it's
would
not
make you
changing the scenario
experimental.
too tough, but I'm just saying it.
All right. So here's the weird thing about this, and I gave you guys my honest answer how I answered this question. Your
Mhm.
favorite body of water is actually how you feel about sex.
No,
That
it's
is
not.
that,
No. It's not about
no,
sex.
no. That's it exactly. How you feel about sex is a representation. A
No.
representation of a
No, it's
body
not.
of water. A body of water represents sex. It
Well,
No,
really does.
dude, the way I feel
no.
about the Gulf of Mexico shit, you would think I'd be fucking 24/7 then.
But
It's not
that's how
sex.
you feel because see, for me, when I was asked the question, right, I was very inexperienced, and the answers I gave actually made sense. It kind of surprised me though, and when I heard Jelly's and Peace of Mind's answer, I liked Peace of Mind's answer. That was interesting. Her answer was definitely interesting. I would, I'd write that down for a future one. But yeah, that's how you quote unquote feel about sex. You guys wanted to change the subject, and I just trying to find. I found something to get us
No,
going.
you changed the subject. It wasn't about sex. Like we was talking about something.
No,
We were talking about colors. Simon said, "What color? How we get to oceans and sex and sharks and orcas and?"
we're talking
okay,
about
here's
that.
the thing. There is a psychological test, right? It wants you to name. The test goes like this. It wants you to name your favorite color,
Mm-hmm.
favorite animal. Your favorite color, right, is a representation of what you want other people to perceive you as. Your favorite animal is what you perceive yourself as. The room represents death, and the body of water represents sex. That's a true thing. That's an actual psychological test. Trust me, I know. I went
I
to school and
understand
I
what you.
learned it.
So you're telling me I want people to view me as dangerous?
Yes.
That's a
I'm not
good way of doing it as
dangerous.
well.
Yeah, no, but that is definitely it. I mean, I
Most,
said mysterious. I said mysterious, vast, right? And what was the first one I said?
most psychological tests are dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Not if you just go to sleep.
Jelly,
yo-
Jelly just didn't like that fucking room at all. Jelly like no, they fucking nut.
It's giving my thoughts anxiety.
Real interesting conversation, bro. I gotta give it to you. But I gotta go.
No, you gotta go. I gotta go too. I'm at the 2 hour 20-minute mark. But I want to thank all of you, Simon. Peace of mind, John. I always have a good time. You and me always fucking around with each
Oh
other.
yeah, bud.
Jelly, thank
Yeah,
you so
Joe,
much
man.
for coming up here. I hope you had a good time.
I did.
We were
Nice to
talking
meet
about
you,
all
Jelly.
kinds of stuff.
You too, Simon, and peace of mind. I had a good
Nice to meet
conversation
you,
with you
Jelly.
guys. Me too.
And maybe we got. Oh, guys, by the way, make sure Jelly. If all of you could put your channels in the chat, so y'all can subscribe to each other. Jelly, throw yours out there. Jelly's starting up a new channel. She's going to be streaming soon, and she would love all the support that everyone can give her, because this is a big step for her, and I want her to succeed. We all want her to succeed. Simon has a
Yeah.
channel. He's going to link his channel. If you guys please like and subscribe his channel too, and check him out. Peace of Mind, do you have a channel, or do you just go on panels?
I'm just on here with, I go on panels every once in a while. I don't have a channel, but what I also wanted to say is that to you guys, while you all are creating content and just whatever it is that you may be doing on here, don't forget to take time away, take time for yourself, and don't lose who you are, within this moment, because sometimes you may not see what other people may see in you. And so just always stay prayerful and protected within yourself. And that's all. So nice meeting you all, and thank you all for having me up here, and I'll see you around.
I've actually got a chance to be on a panel with you. I had a lot of fun. I appreciate it. Maybe we could do it again soon.
Yeah.
John, what's going on with your channel? Are you going to be activating it or getting it up and running again, or what?
Dude, my channel got struck down a year ago when I started my parenting in an SJW world. I got 3 strikes within like 2 weeks.
Well, you gotta let more than just white people up there. I told you that, man.
Wait, what is
Damn.
an SAW world? I'm sorry. What's an SAW world?
That social justice world,
Okay.
I was, doing a series on, how to raise your kid, navigating, a social justice world, and what we should teach our kids and what we shouldn't. And
teaching them how to think and not what to think. And I
Exactly.
understand, because I have a kid that I'm homeschooling for the last 4 years. But I also, again, I'll subscribe to you guys' channel, and if those conversations come up, I'll tune in.
Oh, there you go. I appreciate it. And guys, I haven't said this in a while, and I feel bad that I haven't said this in a while. This is not to y'all. This is to the general public. Is if you can, try to help somebody that's less fortunate than you. It doesn't
Dude,
matter.
every day, every single day, man. Even though I am a crazy son of a bitch, right? I mean, I know I am, but I am all about that. And I'll tell anybody and everybody that if you got the power to protect and you've got the power to make a difference in someone's life, do not hesitate. Go running towards it.
Yeah. Help. Please help somebody less fortunate than you.
Yes.
Because at the very least, you're helping somebody that needs it, and it makes you, whether you want to believe it or not, it really does your heart good. And because I love helping people whenever I get a chance, and it just makes me feel good. So make yourself feel good by helping somebody else and letting them feel good for a second, because the world is pretty fucking tough out there, man. It's pretty tough.
Good deeds generate everything. So always pay it forward. Never, always remember that whenever you were down, somebody was there.
Exactly.
And all I'll say is all those vets that are out there, I'm pretty good myself, but all those vets out there right now that are hurting, if you can just give each and every one of them some encouragement when you see them, it greatly be appreciated, because every one of us that have served, it's just a big brotherhood, and we have to take care of each other. But unfortunately, when we get back stateside,
it's a different story.
It's a different story. People just don't give a shit. Right. So if you can encourage them and help them any fashion, form, whatever you can do, please do so, because I'm tired of seeing my brothers living on the side of the streets.
Yeah.
Good message. Good message.
Is it
All right,
okay
guys.
if I put some
Yeah,
resources
of
in the
course.
back for that? Okay.
Sure thing. If you got any links or anything that you want to put in the chat, you're more than welcome to.
I
I'll just put
appreciate
it
you.
in the back for you guys.
All right.
Salute, and thank you.
Hey, Simon, it was fun, man. I'm glad you came up here, man.
No, thank you for real. Like,
Yeah, and I'm sorry I haven't been by, but if you notice, I really haven't been online too much at all.
yeah,
I'm really
we,
sick.
yeah. I mean, we haven't either. It's hot, man.
Hot's not the word for hitting that butt.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Salute to your panelists. Thank you for having us up. I appreciate the vets, and salute to your
Oh, that is a good peace of mind. Thank you very much.
it is what it is. But moving forward, we've done good. Like we're making it, right? It's progress. So
Throw this. Okay, because I don't have a link to it, I'm just going to say it. Is that okay? Peace of mind?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I can't, because if I log off, I'm going to lose my spot. I won't be able to talk to you guys. But if you if you look it up.
No, I got this. Listen, guys, this and kudos to you, Peace of Mind, for even bringing that up. And John, I think of all the people, John will definitely appreciate this. Let me put this in the chat. Here you go. There you go. Jelly put it in there for. Oh, Jelly, you got it. Jelly's. I love you, Jelly. I love you, baby.
I love you too, Electro.
Jelly's like my little sis up here. Her and I have gotten a good close rapport. But make sure to check those websites and that text there, and look up the website for Stop Soldier Suicide. And if you can help them out with a donation or anything like that, that would be highly appreciated. John, I'm pretty sure you'd appreciate that one too.
I do, and I will put this out there too. Everybody definitely come back, check this channel out, after the cruise, because we're definitely going to make sure to post pictures of me riding Jed like a walrus.
You're not riding me like a walrus. I told you, you're not going to do. Look, you're going to get me in a shark cage.
Get on that soldier shit.
You keep talking that crap, and I'm not even going to do it. You're going to be happy with what I'm doing. You look so boring. Yeah, we're gonna have all kinds of cruise footage.
Jesus.
Yeah, Simon, I don't know if you know this. We're trying
I know where it is. Don't worry about it.
We're trying to make an annual thing out of it. We're going to take this cruise this September. Yeah, this is the second year that the cruise is being done. We're making an annual thing out of it. Where we're gonna do a bunch of YouTubers gonna meet up and go for a 5-day cruise, and we're gonna have a lot of footage in October after we get back, because
I'm getting shirts made for all of us, so
You hear this, baby?
it's going to be for all of us to wear on when we actually board the ship. It's going to say the Jedi Podcast on the front, and it's going to have our names on the back. It's going to be a red shirt with black stenciling on the front and back. You wear what, a 5XL, right?
Who?
No, he ain't talking to you, baby. Stop. Right.
He's talking to me. He's being an asshole. Listen, white privilege. You're overstepping your boundaries here, buddy.
Said 5XL. No.
Well, no, it's okay. I just want to know who we have to make sure we accommodate.
Well,
No, seriously.
we got the invitation, so
But anyway, I got to get going. My legs are hurting real bad. God bless
buddy.
all you guys. Thank you for hanging out here with me for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I appreciate
thank you very much, sir. Salute to you.
Have a good night, guys. And
appreciate you.
Yeah,
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for having me, and I enjoyed you all.
You're welcome.
Take
Everyone
care,
have a
y'all.
good one.
Yeah, you too.
Take care.